Real estate evictions are exploding. Real quick, if you haven't downloaded my free book, Real Estate Investing for Beginners, your ultimate starter guide, then make sure you go to myrealestatedojo.com and download it right now, where I teach you how to flip houses, buy houses at a deep discount through seller financing. Also, if you're interested in working directly with me one-on-one, then I highly recommend joining my academy. You get access to my best-selling courses, 2, monthly coaching, and 3, we'll sit down on one-on-one and come up with a game plan for your business, all at mrnofluff.com. And last but not least, if you're looking for a best side hustle where you can start with just $100 and make at least hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month, then consider downloading the new Flip. And don't forget to join the free Facebook group once you download it, where you get support from me on the website. Now let's roll in with massive evictions happening in the DFW. Real estate evictions are exploding. Holy moly. Gang, I've been driving around in my bicycle and doing like 30, 40 miles a day. And I've been seeing so much eviction happening in the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. For example, just yesterday, I did 54 miles. And in this 54 miles, I saw 3 people, their stuff was just dumped outside of the curve, okay, which is a symbolization of eviction happening. I'm talking about their beds, their couches, their drawers, everything just dumped outside the door. In this 54 miles, not only did I see 3 people being evicted with their stuff dumped on the curve, I saw 2 other constables serving eviction notices. So in a 54-mile radius that I bicycled yesterday, I saw a total of 5 evictions. 3 had already happened, and 2 that were about to happen in the next 3 days. Okay. So we're in a situation where we're having a lot of people being thrown on the streets. And I've done many videos about all the different homeless people everywhere from Austin to California. And, we're having serious problems. And on top of that, I'm not even going to get into the real estate foreclosure and how high that has spiked in this video. But I just want to put my attentions to the real estate evictions. People that are renting, that the moratorium has now ended, and the landlords and the court system has opened up, and they're now throwing people on the street. I felt really bad for these people's stuff that was on the curb, right? I mean, I can put myself in both sides situation. I can put myself in the renter situation and understand that when Big Brother closed them down, they probably lost their jobs or they got fired because the business wasn't making that much money and they got behind on their rent, right? I could also understand the landlord situation, that this is their property, this is their investment, they worked so hard on it, and now they're not getting money from the renter. Then the renter's not performing anymore. So I understand the landlord because I've been a landlord and I've also been the renter. And it's very important to put yourself in other people's situation. We have a tough situation. A lot of people are getting just booted. Yeah, they didn't pay their rent, but they were forced to sit at home. They were forced to close down their businesses, or if they had jobs, their businesses that they work for, the jobs that they work for were closed down, and so, what do you expect is going to happen, right? So in America, we're losing the middle class. We've like basically evaporated the middle class. The only reason we have somewhat of a middle class is because of debt. If there was no credit cards, if there was no loans for auto, if there was no loans for homes, if there was no loans for vacations, if there's no loan for colleges, then you would really see the true poverty of, all of us around here in America, because only a few people get to benefit from capitalism, right? Just a few, the workers, they don't benefit from that, right? And this is where the shift that happened for me. When I came to America as a refugee, I really believed in capitalism, that you can make something of yourself. And I did. I came here as a refugee. I turned $100 into 3 successful businesses that I owned for 14, 15 years, debt free. Right. And I bought rentals and I started multiple locations. I started real estate brokerages. But on the other hand, when I wasn't happy with accumulation, when I ended up giving most of my stuff to the homeless and going homeless for the 3rd time, I realized that capitalism doesn't work. It only helps out the few. For example, when I had a business, I made a lot of money. But my movers in my moving company, they made more money than the average Joe, but they were not the primary beneficiary of my business. I was. So no matter how much I paid them extra as in bonuses or higher salary, or checks, I was making the most amount of money. But the truth be told, that I couldn't do the job, I couldn't have the moving company if I didn't have my 22 movers, because I need 22 movers to go do moves. I had 7 trucks, 2 men per truck, sometimes 3 men per truck. So I needed those workers. And same thing with, Amazon, same thing with Walmart. You have the owners are making so much money, but the actual workhorse is making zero, $15 an hour. I mean, this is nothing. And so this is where I have divorced capitalism. And I think that there should be a better way, because capitalism only empowers the corporations, which then they buy the lobbyists, they buy the Congress, the lawmakers through lobbyists, and they have all the control. When in reality, a corporation could not survive, could not even produce a dollar if it wasn't the employees. And that's why I think we need a hybrid situation where not only is capital important, but also the manpower. The manpower I think is more important than the capital, because they print this stuff out, right? The central banker, the Fed, is printing it out, right? And I didn't understand that when I was in college. I didn't understand that when I owned 3 different businesses. I was just so focused on getting the cheese, to make so much more money than anyone else, to be on the top of the hill, right? I didn't want anyone else to be on with me, right? And that's when I realized that I had that cancer of consumption, that I wanted to beat everyone, that I wanted to have the nicest things, and I wanted to be the number one. I didn't care about, I cared about number 2 and 3, but today I realized that, everyone's me. That guy that's underneath the tree is me. Underneath the bridge is me. The tree is me. If I didn't have the tree, I can't breathe. The ant is me. The bug is me, right? The guy that's making a lot of money is me. The guy that's not making a lot of money is me, right? And I didn't get through that by, you know, making a whole lot of money. It's only when I give most of my stuff to the homeless that I came to the revelation that, we have this one planet. We're abusing it because we care about profits more and shareholders more than our own water that we drink for our kids ourselves. We care about profits more than the employees or the community. This is why, Apple makes phones that go obsolete after a few years. This is why Ford makes cars that break down so fast. That's why they're not making cars anymore. That's why Toyota is making all the cars now, all right? That's why Ford is sticking towards trucks. So we've gone to a phase in America, like, for example, Track, right? They don't even produce anything here. They're just a marketing company. They just stick their logos on some other manufacturers and they call it their own. Same thing with Specialized, same thing with Cannondale. So we've gone from a world of in America where you produce stuff, right? And employ people and have prosperity and not have debt or very little debt, to a world of everyone is so indebted, from Big Brother to the multi fallacies, to the corporations, to the individual. We don't produce stuff, right? And we're robbing the working class and the middle class through the printing of money and inflation, but then we blame it on people being lazy, like the renters not making their rent when they can't go to work because of Big Brother's policy, right? So what we need to do is really think about what's happening. Does is it worth the corporation having all the power? I mean, is the system really broken? Does it make sense that the Fed is printing money and me and you have to work for it? We have to sacrifice not seeing our kids to go make a stupid dollar, right? And then the media trains us that we're insufficient. We need more and more and more. We need more houses, bigger houses, better car, just to beat everyone, to be number one, so we can consume more. Therefore, we can work more on to get more paper that is fake, that's been being printed, right? Um, it's not like before when the money was based on gold and there was a limited amount of gold that we could harvest from the ground. Today, they just put it in the database, guys. It doesn't even cost them any money, right? And so with these kind of policies, uh, we're seeing American suffering, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they got money for wars, but they don't got money to help out the homeless. They don't got money for causing all of you to be homeless. Businesses going bankrupt, small businesses going out left and right. Everywhere I go, all these small businesses that I shopped at, they're bellying up, because only the Walmarts and the Amazons can, hire their own ships, get their own delivery systems going, because the other companies like small mom and pop shops, they rely on the normal shipping system, and we know what's going on with the shipping system. We know what's going on with inventories. It's pretty simple, guys. You print out money, you close down all the businesses, you tell people to stay at home, they get all this free money, they go buy stuff, and then no one's making stuff. So guess what? We're going to have shortages. Pretty simple. And on top of that, if you're blocking the manufacturer of the world, right, which is China, through sanctions and tariffs, of course we're going to have shortages on top of the giving people free money and not having them produce anything. Of course you're going to have massive bottlenecks or whatever they want to call it. But end of the day, rental evictions are all-time high. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. I'm not reading the CNN and NBC. I'm seeing it as I'm bicycling through rich parts of town to medium parts of town and through the hood. And evictions are rocketing. And this is just the tipping point, ladies and gentlemen. It just started just now. Just wait another 6 months, right? Wait, see what happens in the winter. And as I nailed it before with the fuel costs, guys, I said it over a year and a half ago, that, man, we're going to have expensive fuel. And from heating up your car, fueling your car to heating up your home, I nailed it again, guys. And I hate to nail it, right? Because we all suffer. By me saying that gas is going to go $9 an hour, we all suffer, right? I don't want it to go. That's why I bought an EV car. I bought an e-car. I got out of the system, right? Because I was tired of, the pollution corporation selling us this toxic gas that's killing our planet, right? And it's causing us to constantly pay more and more and more and more and more. And another reoccurring bill, because what they want is you to have reoccurring bills. The more reoccurring bills you have, the more of a slave you will be. The more of a slave you will be, the less time you have to do research or your due diligence, and therefore you'll believe what people tell you. All right. So, anyways, guys, thanks for clicking the like button. Unfortunately, there's hard times hitting us. But on the flip side, there's a lot of opportunity, just like the renter and the landlords. There's a lot of opportunity. A lot of these renters have forced the landlords to go belly up, and there's going to be a lot of real estate out there. A lot of landlords are in forbearance programs, and the mortgage bailouts has ended, and they're going to go to foreclosure. So if you're interested in buying houses from sellers direct at a deep discount, and using seller financing, owner financing, where you don't have to get a bank loan, then one, download my free book at myrealestatedojo.com. Start where you stand. My free book teaches you how to buy houses directly from homeowners and let them be your private bank. And if you're interested in working with me direct, then join my real estate academy, where I teach you about wholesaling. I teach you how to find deals, how to talk to sellers, how to cold call, how to market, how to follow up, how to give offers, everything you can imagine. Plus, I give you my best-selling courses. Plus, I sit down with you one-on-one to come up with a blueprint for you. Plus, you get access to my library of over 600 videos, from cryptos to gold to subject to, so wholesaling to flipping houses, all kinds of subjects. Plus, you get my best-selling courses, from my mother course to Flipping Wednesdays, where I teach you how to find motivated sellers in your backyard for free, all at My Real Estate Dojo. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for clicking the like button. Much love from me to you. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. My favorite poet, Rumi. Thanks again for clicking the like button and leaving me a comment. I love to read what your thoughts are. Peace.